Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Priska. I'm from TBE3 and today I would like to tell you about phonology. Subject: Introduction to Linguistics. Okay, what is phonology? Phonology is the study of the structure and systematic pattern of the sound in human language. Phonology is the study of production of speech sounds. Branch of phonology. Phonology, a branch of linguistics. Branch of phonology: phonetic and phonemic. Phonemic, the terms called phonology. Phonetics versus phonemic. Phonetics, the study of production, transmission, and reception of speech sounds. Phonemics, the study of sounds and sound pattern of a specific language. Phonetics, a study of speech sounds as sounds in any human language. Phonemics, the study of how the sounds are organized and how they function in a language. Definition: phonology or phonemic. Phonology is the study of the properties of sound system, the principles that govern the ways in which speakers of different languages organize speech sounds to express meanings. Phonology is the study of the way sound function in languages, including phonemes, syllable structure, stress, accent, intonation, and which sounds are distinctive units within a language. The way sounds function within a given language. Branch of phonology. Number 1. Segmental phonology. Segmental phonology, it analyzes speech into discrete segments, such as phonemes. Suprasegmental phonology, it analyzes those features which extend over more than one segment, such as intonation and stress. Diachronic phonology, it studies the patterns of sound system through the history of language. Synchronic phonology, it studies the patterns of sound regardless of the process of historical change. We will discuss phonetics. Phonetics in order to produce sounds, humans use various body parts including the lips, tongue, teeth, pharynx, and lungs. Phonetics is the term for the description and classification of speech sounds, particularly how sounds are produced, transmitted, and received. Branch of phonetics. The study of phonetics can be divided into three main branches. Number 1. Articulatory phonetics, how sounds are produced. It is concerned with the positions and movements of the lips, tongue, and other speech organs in producing speech. It analyzes how the various speech sounds are articulated by vocal organs. Number 2. Acoustic phonetics, how sounds are transmitted. This branch of phonetics is concerned with the properties of sound waves. It studies the physical properties of speech sounds as transmitted between the mouth and ear. Auditory phonetics. Auditory phonetics, how sounds are received. Auditory phonetics is the study of hearing and the perception of speech sounds. Okay, look at screen. Production or articulatory. Articulatory, how the sound is produced by human speech. Then acoustic, how the sounds of the language is transmitted like a wave. Auditory phonetics, how the sounds of the language is heard. That is the study of phonetics. Now look at screen. Instrumental technique used in studying phonetics. Articulatory phonetics, is speech production. Do place in the teeth and manner, whether brass, nasal. Then acoustic phonetics, speech transmission, pitch, loudness, and quality. Auditory phonetics is speech perception and auditory qualities. Perception, how sounds are received. Next, phonemic card. What is a phonemic card? The phonemic card is a set of symbols that represents all the sounds in spoken English. Phonemic cards are useful for learning English pronunciation because the spelling of a word in English doesn't always tell you how it is going to sound. Chart consists of vowels, consonant, long sound, short sound, diphthongs, voice consonant, and unvoiced consonant. This chart is a great resource for practicing difficult sounds in words with students. Following is a chart of the International Phonetic Alphabet, a system of standard phonetic symbol designed and maintained by the International Phonetic Association. Next, this is place, voice, and manner. Chart English. Manner is stop, voicing, voiceless, bilabel, p. Manner stop, voicing, voice, bilabel, b. And vowels. Vowels, where symbol appear in pairs. The one to the right represent a rounded vowel. A. Open. E. Close. Next, speech organs and articulation. There are 7 main articulators. Number 1. Pharynx, velum or soft plate, hard plate, alveolar ridge, upper teeth, lower teeth, and lips. 3 other things of articulator: the larynx, the jaw, the nose, and the nasal cavity. Manner of articulation. That is stop is sounds produced by some from stopping the airstream, then releasing it suddenly. Affricate. Affricate is the sounds produced by stopping the air stream, then followed immediately by fricative. Fricatives is the sound produced by blocking the airstream and having the air pushed through the very narrow opening. Lateral. Lateral is the sound produced when the middle part of alveolar ridge. Nasal. Nasal is the sound produced by sending the stream of air through the nose. Glide is the sound produced by moving the tongue from one position to another. Place of articulation. When describing the place of articulation, what we usually consider is the place within the vocal trach where the articulators form a structure. Bilabel. Bilabel, the lower lip and upper lip touch each other, as in the sound p, m, b. Labiodental, the lower lip touch the upper teeth as in the sound f, f. Vowel and consonant. Vowel are sounds in which there is no obstruction to the flow of air as it passes from the larynx to the lips. It is defined as those sounds produced with oral cavity relatively open to the flow of air. Consonants are sounds produced with a constriction or concussion in the oral cavity. Next, voicing. There are two, voice and voiceless. Voice is sound which are made with vocal vibration. Voiceless is sounds made without vocal vibration. Voiceless, not p, t. Voice, all vowels, b, m. Okay. Phonetics and phonology studies. Segmental. Segmental of sound. What you say? Cat consists of three segments represented as C, A, and T. In the spelling, phonologists are interested in why. For example, there is an English word cat and another English word act, but no CTA or TCA. Suprasegmental of sound, how you say what you say, such as structure of syllable, tone, stress, and intonation. Segmental and suprasegmental phonology. Study of phonemes is something related to individual segmental phonemes. It is therefore a part of segmental phonology. Intonation and stress are not related to individual segmental phonemes but are applied to syllables and are therefore part of suprasegmental phonology. The main components of suprasegmental features consist of stress, pitch, intonation, tone, and tempo. Segmental phonetics. Phonetics is itself divided into two major components. Segmental phonetics, which is concerned with individual sounds, A, E segments of speech. Phonetics, to define the articulatory properties of all human speech sounds. This is voiceless, dental, fricative, and voice, dental, fricative. Voiceless, and voice, suprasegmental phonetics, whose domain is the larger units of connected speech, syllables, words, phrases, and text. More, phonology and phonetics are two studies different in perspective, which are concerned with the study of speech sounds. Phonetics focuses on how speech sounds are produced, what phonetics features they have, how to transcribe them. And phonology focuses on what sounds make up the list of sounds that can distinguish meaning in a particular language. What sounds vary in what ways, in what context, what sound can appear together in a sequence in a particular language. Phonetics and phonology. Phonetics is study of sounds in speech. Phonology is the study and use of sound patterns to create meaning. Phonetics focus on how speech is physically created and received, including study of the human vocal and auditory tracts, acoustic, and neurology. Phonology relies on phonetic information for its practice, but focus on how patterns in both speech and nonverbal communication create meaning and how such patterns are interpreted. Phonology includes comparative linguistics, studies of how cognate sounds and meaning are transmitted among and between human communities and language. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.